It's the 8th day of our journey in the Balkans, and it's farewell to the Croatian port city of Dubrovnik. We're driving through the most scenic portions of Croatia's coastal highway, en route to Split, another ancient seaside town on the Adriatic. We're stopping for a unique gastronomic experience in the Dalmatian town of Klis, half an hour away from Split. Stella Croatica is part of a growing trend in heritage cuisine and agro-tourism in Dalmatia. Wow, what is this?
This is a custom in Dalmatia. Everybody that comes in the house has to have a little welcome drink.
Oh, so one
this
for the
is
whole
our
party, yeah.
this is our homemade cherry brandy.
With Croatia modernizing so quickly, the owners wanted to preserve a part of the Dalmatian heritage that's disappearing quietly. These traditional farmhouses, with their reconstructed rooms and shared courtyard, give visitors a glimpse of how farming communities once lived, how they cooked, and what they ate. This place is a living, breathing museum of sorts. Almost everything here is original, authentic, or from the area, but it's also a great place to eat, I'm told. You can try heritage cuisine from the region, and of course, all the products here are made right in this place. So let's try the food. Back in the day, you ate what you grew around you. The pumpkin for the soup, the olive oil, the bread, all of it from their farm and surrounding countryside. Yes, even the salt is made here, from the coast nearby.
So I hope you're ready for the main course. We have prepared for you our traditional roasted under the iron bell wheel with some potatoes and grilled vegetables and a little salad to go along with it.
This farm-to-table meal with a lovely local wine reminds you that this part of Croatia enjoys a mild Mediterranean climate and a laid-back lifestyle. It's a great introduction to Dalmatian cuisine, but you'll need to book your meal in advance. However, their showroom and kitchen next door is open to the public every day. They sell natural and organic Dalmatian products here using traditional techniques and ancient recipes.
This area here was under influence of many different nations. So the Ottoman Empire has left us sugar-coated almonds, Venetians have left us little chocolate and almond meringues, and we have our own tradition.
Orange.
Sugar-coated orange peels.
Ooh.
So please try.
Sure, let me start with the sugar-coated orange peels. Candied orange rind is a perfect after-meal treat. And like everything they produce here, locally sourced, handmade, and packaged with care. From the farm, it's just a quick drive to Split, the only other coastal city in Croatia that can rival Dubrovnik. Hi, hello, Jelena.
Hello. Welcome to Split. Very welcome to Split.
Thank you.
Here we are in the heart of the city of Split. This beautiful promenade with palm trees. We call it in Split the Riva. Riva is the favorite promenade of inhabitants and visitors of the city of Split. It's the favorite meeting place of inhabitants of Split of all generations. We can say it's the living room of the city.
The living room of the city.
The living room of the city of Split.
I'm liking it already. It's midday in the middle of the working week, but it feels like the weekend already. Split has an Italianate Mediterranean atmosphere, complete with palm trees and outdoor cafe culture, due in part to its climate and history, one that's intertwined with Venice and Rome in Italy. So Jelena, this is where it seems to me like the modern part ends and the ancient side begins.
Yes, you are right. This is the modern part, 19th century, and the old part of the Diocletian's palace, which was built, you won't believe, more than 1,700 years ago.
These are the southern walls of the Roman Emperor's palace. The entire complex was listed a UNESCO World Heritage Site back in 1979. Diocletian, who was born in what is modern-day Croatia, spent time here. So did other emperors after him. But barbarian invasions forced the Romans to flee. Centuries later, people from the surrounding area settled within the abandoned palace walls and built their homes here.
And then, when there was no more place inside, they built their houses, first of all, directly on the southern wall of the palace. And we can see from here very well some of these buildings built directly on the southern wall. When there was no more place inside, they built their houses, of course, all around the palace.
And that's how Split became a city.
This palace is not a ruin, it's obvious. People live inside. It's still alive, we can say, a real living monument.
I can't wait to see the life inside the palace walls.
Let's go inside the palace.
This passageway at the southern wall leads underground through the recently discovered cellars of Diocletian's palace and onto the peristyle, the main imperial square. You can see, even touch, some of the most important examples of late Roman architecture on this square.
And all these columns, arches we can see on this square are original. When you say original, I remind you, built 1,700 years ago.
So well preserved.
So really this palace is one of the best preserved palaces that can be found in the world from that period.
It was here where Diocletian's apartment stood, where the emperor sat on his throne. Here too, his mausoleum, where his body was laid to rest. And on this very site as well, a Christian church, built to honor the martyred patron saint of Split, Saint Domnius, one of so many Christians the pagan emperor sentenced to death.
Really the irony of history. So our ancestors who came here in the 7th century, who became Christians as soon as they came to this region, probably they heard what happened to Christians here. They came inside that building. They destroyed Diocletian's coffin. What happened to his bones? Don't ask me. Nobody knows.
So no one has found his bones?
No, never.
It's amazing when you realize that these streets were once corridors of a palace, and these squares, once a courtyard of Diocletian's retirement home. The Romans weren't the only ones who left their mark on the city. Split was a Venetian colony for almost 4 centuries. Outside the western walls at People's Square are some examples of the Gothic Renaissance architectural style introduced by Venice. So you get all the different influences in this square.
All different influences,
yes.
yes.
Roman.
Incredible.
You have Venetian and then of course the Habsburgs
yes.
from Austria-Hungary. Split later fell under Napoleon's empire, and after his defeat, to Habsburg rule. Perhaps it's this rich mix of European cultures that gives Split its cosmopolitan and Western feel, but without losing its distinct Balkan charm and exotic appeal. I don't know, after talking to Yelena and walking around the old town between Dubrovnik and Split, I'm leaning towards Split, or maybe it's a Split decision. Maybe it's not as photogenic, maybe it's not as beautiful immediately, but when you think about it, it's less touristy, it feels more real, and there's a lot more space. Yes, I like Split. No, make that Croatia in general. But this is only the start of our journey, and so far I've only seen the Adriatic seaboard of the country. Up next, we go deep into the heartland to the Plitvice Lakes, and further north to the nation's capital, Zagreb. More of Croatia when Executive Class returns after the break.